Hello everyone. Today, I'm going to show you how to transform your hopelessly dull kitchen knives into razor-sharp cutting tools using some unexpected items. Stick around to see the incredible transformation. First, I want to show you how dull this knife is. Let's try to cut a tomato. As you can see, it just squashes the tomato instead of slicing it cleanly. This knife desperately needs some sharpening. This is a common problem in many kitchens, making cooking a frustrating chore. But don't worry, I have an idea to fix this. The first trick is using an old CD. I'm going to take an old CD out of its case. You can use any old CD or DVD you have lying around. Make sure to choose one you don't need anymore. Now, apply some super glue evenly across the surface of the CD. You want a good strong bond here to ensure the sandpaper sticks firmly. Next, take a piece of sandpaper. This is a 400 grit sandpaper, which is a good choice for initial sharpening. I'll place the CD on the sandpaper and carefully cut around it to get a perfect circular shape. This will be our improvised sharpening disc. Similar to the previous CD, on this CD I also applied glue and sandpaper. Leave a comment and let me know which country you are watching from. It's great that we can connect and chat from all over the world. Carefully cut around the CD's edge using scissors. This creates a perfectly circular piece of sandpaper that matches the CD's dimensions. Once I have the two CDs covered with sandpaper, I will cut a round hole in the center of the CD. Now you have two CDs, each with a perfectly circular piece of sandpaper attached. These will be our sharpening discs. Once it's secure, I'll use a small metal rod, a washer, and a nut to create an attachment for my drill. This converts our CD into a high-speed sharpening tool. If you find this video interesting, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any interesting ideas coming soon. A quick test spin confirms it's ready. Now, take your drill and attach the screw with the CD sander to the chuck. Make sure it's securely fastened and ready to spin. I'll carefully run the dull blade along the spinning sandpaper, maintaining a consistent angle. Move it slowly from the base to the tip of the blade, applying gentle pressure. You can see it's creating a perfect rotational motion for sharpening. Continue until you feel a burr forming on the opposite side of the blade. Let's check the sharpness now. It slides smoothly across my hand, which is a good sign. It feels much sharper than before. Time to test it on the tomato. Look at that. It slices through effortlessly now. The CD sander really works wonders. This is a simple and effective way to revive your dull knives. Let's try another one. This knife is also incredibly dull. First, I'll show you how dull this knife is. It can't even cut a simple piece of paper. It just tears it. It's not sharp enough to cut cleanly at all. But I have another idea for this one. The next trick involves a piece of PVC pipe. It's a common household item, and surprisingly useful for sharpening. I'm taking a small section of PVC pipe and measuring about 10 centimeters. Then, carefully cut the pipe in half along that line using a pipe cutter. I'll mark a straight line down the pipe with a marker. This line will guide our cut to ensure a precise straight edge. Now, clamp one of the pipe halves securely in a vise. Use a hacksaw to cut a narrow groove along the length of the pipe. This groove will act as our sharpening guide. Take your sharpening stone and place it on a damp cloth to keep it from slipping. Fit the knife blade into the groove of the PVC pipe. Now, wet the stone and begin sharpening. Sliding the knife back and forth. This method ensures a perfect angle for a super sharp edge. The pipe will hold the blade at a perfect, consistent angle against the sharpening stone. After sharpening, let's remove the PVC guide and check the knife's sharpness. It looks much better, shiny and ready for action. Now for the paper test. Look how effortlessly it glides through the paper, cutting cleanly without tearing. This is the mark of a truly sharp knife. The PVC guide method definitely works. Let's try cutting a plastic bottle with the newly sharpened knife. It slices right through. This is truly impressive, proving the effectiveness of our sharpening methods. You know that frustrating feeling when your kitchen knife can't even slice a simple tomato cleanly? Now, for my final sharpening trick, you'll need a lighter. Specifically, we're going to extract the flint from inside. Using a pair of pliers, carefully remove the tiny flint from the lighter. It's a small piece, so be gentle. Carefully remove the 2 layers of aluminum on the outside of the flint. Here's the tiny flint. It's surprisingly hard and will be useful for our next sharpening tool. You'll need 2 flints for this method. Now, take 2 tiny flint and a thin piece of red wire. Thread the wire through the tiny flint and then bend the wire around a pen to create a small loop, securing tiny flint at the end. Cut off any excess wire. This forms the base of our miniature multi-tool. Next, I used pliers to strengthen the 2 bases of the sharpener into a 90-degree angle and then twisted them to cross each other. Now I attached 2 flints to the 2 bases of the sharpener. Use pliers to fix the 2 flints firmly, ensuring it works well during the sharpening process. And there you have it, a DIY sharpening tool made from a lighter flint. It's small, portable, and surprisingly effective. Hold the knife at an angle and run the DIY flint tool along the blade, back and forth. The tiny flint particles will abrade the steel, refining the edge. Repeat this on both sides until the knife is incredibly sharp. This shows how effective these simple, homemade tools can be. Let's check the sharpness on a tomato one last time. As you can see, the knife slices through the tomato with absolute ease, creating perfectly clean cuts. These simple hacks prove you don't need expensive equipment to keep your knives incredibly sharp. Thank you for your support. Bye. See you in the next video.